Hi everyone, I am Ayushi Chabra and this is my story. At 24, I decided to move to Los Angeles from South Africa to pursue a full-time career in acting. I didn't know anyone, I didn't have any savings, I didn't have a car. Was it the craziest thing I've ever done? Yes. But is it the thing that changed my life forever, for the best? Absolutely. Thank you to Post Newspaper for giving me the opportunity to share my experiences with you. If my journey can inspire you to pursue your own dreams, even if it's just one tiny step in that direction, then my job here is done.
Wow, qué buen precio. Amazon.
Sixer! Oh!
How did my mom get your number? Third eye.
Go with the one that's here.
Cheers. Or been able to walk to the terminal.
Now on Snapchat.
Could you say it again?
Tafaddal, Miles. चाय. Picture. बहुत सुन ली तुम्हारी, अब मेरी बात. तीन या चार. So let me ask you this. Is there something that you love doing? Something that you cannot imagine your life without? A goal, a purpose that makes you jump out of bed? Or maybe you're still discovering that. Maybe there's a little voice in your ear pushing you to go after what feels right in your gut, but you have doubts. If any of that sounds like you, then please stick around till the end of the video, because believe me, I've been through all of that, and together we can figure it out. So here's how it all started for me. I always wanted to be an actress ever since I was a child, but I come from a family and also a culture of doctors and engineers. So I was always too embarrassed to tell my family about my dreams, and I just put it on the back burner and decided I would do broadcast journalism instead. I figured if I wanted to be on TV, I could just be a news presenter because it's just that easy, you know? I went to Rhodes University and I studied broadcast journalism there. And once I graduated from Rhodes, I was very fortunate enough to get a job at African News Network as a presenter and a producer. And I think for anyone who's just graduating from university, it is such a dream come true to be able to work so extensively in the field. But that wasn't my dream. And often reporting about actors and actresses and movies, it just was such a trigger for me because that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be the one reporting on them. I wanted to be them. So I will never forget the day when I finally gathered the courage to admit to my family that acting is what I wanted to do and that I was stuck in the wrong profession. And they were actually super supportive, and it just made me wonder, why didn't I be honest with them from the get-go? And that's lesson number one. Always be true to yourself. Be honest about your dreams, because you can save a lot of time, energy, and money. Be honest with yourself and with the ones that love you, because if they truly love you, they'll want you to be happy. And sometimes it can be scary, to be honest, but it's always worth it. At 23, I finally quit my job and I went to Los Angeles to study acting at New York Film Academy. I could only afford their 8-week acting program, but in that time, I met the most amazing people from all over the world. I explored every inch of the city, from Griffith Park to Santa Monica. I visited every studio and filled my life with so much inspiration. And of course, I studied acting from teachers I had seen on TV. So it was just the most incredible time of my life, and I wanted those 8 weeks to be my whole life. But that brings me to lesson number 2. Nothing worth having comes easy. Oh, and did I mention I met Jamie Foxx, like literally my first week in LA. If acting was the only thing I had to worry about, everything would be a lot easier. But Visiting and studying in a city is completely different to actually working and living there. My first challenge was to apply for an entertainment visa, which is a story for another day. After a lot of time and effort, I was able to get it and move to the United States at the age of 24. I still had a lot of learning to do. I had to teach myself everything on my own, whether it was how to lease a car or how to drive on the other side of the road, or how to sound more American, how to get an agent, how to audition, how to live without my family, and how to deal with rejection, loneliness. I learned a lot. In 6 years, I learned a lot more than just acting. I learned life, and that was the most important lesson. I also had a 9 to 5 job, and my boss would let me go to auditions as long as the work was done. I would go to 3 to 4 auditions a day, drive around LA, change in my car, go back to work, finish the work, go to acting class. On the weekends, to make extra money, I would do background work on film sets. I would hand out samples at trade shows, or I would do paid audience work, which was literally like sitting in the front row of a game show and be paid to be an audience, paid to applaud. I did whatever I needed to do to survive in a cutthroat industry. And I'm not special in that most people who are in LA trying to make their dreams come true work insanely hard to do whatever they need to do to live there and also pursue the dream of their life. And that brings me to lesson number 3, and that is that no one is an overnight success. After 5 years of working nonstop and gaining industry experience and doing commercials and short films, the year that propelled my career forward was the year 2020. Yep, the same year that we were hit by a global pandemic, but funny how life works. It was that year that I booked the most consistent work, more than I had ever did, from doing national commercials to having a TV credit for Star Trek Picard to doing a movie that won me awards and made it to Amazon Prime. This was the first time in my life that I had felt secure. I had savings. I didn't feel like I needed a 9 to 5 job. But at the end of 2020, what I did need was an entertainment visa, another one to continue living and working in the United States. Which brings me to my final lesson. Don't be too attached to anything. Be dedicated, work honestly, be sincere, but don't make your entire life about one thing. Your dream is a part of your life, not your entire life. So see the world. Spend time with your family, make memories, find love, be love. That's where I am in my life right now. And I would have never taken this break myself. So I'm so glad that the universe forced me to take a break. And before I leave you guys, there's just one thing I have to say, and that is be efficient, be effective, be extraordinary. Put your whole heart into whatever you do. Go after your dreams and leave a legacy. Bye.